Hey friend, this is Jennifer, and this is the Jennifer Allwood Show, the podcast for women who want to learn how to live an intentional life or build their creative business. I'll be giving you my very best business tips, bringing you interesting guests, giving you a daily dose of Jesus, and I'm committed to always keeping it real. Grab a cup of coffee and let's dive in. I'm so honored that you're here. Hey friend, welcome back to another episode of Monday Fire. These are just short little tidbits of a podcast to hopefully help encourage you and energize you for the week at hand, and to also help you to keep first things first and your priorities straight as you go about your work week. I wanted to chat with you guys real quick about the fact that I started writing my very own book last week, which feels like a really big deal. I have a book of prayers. It's an ebook. You can get it at jenniferallwood.com/devotional for anybody that's in business and needs prayers for their business. So I wrote that years ago and then thought I was going to write a DIY book, and then had opportunities come about to write a book that has, very little to do with either of those things. And so it's a real, legit book, and it feels like a really big deal. There's numbers and contracts and people and launch team and all those things. And since it feels like a big deal, and it is a big deal, it's really gotten me into my feelings. And so I'm, borrowing the words from Drake there. But last week I was literally thinking about my life's work. And I was just thinking to myself, literally in my head, I was just wondering out loud, or not out loud, but wondering silently. I wonder if this book is going to be like my best life's work. I'm wondering if this is going to be it. And then I heard, guys, that still small voice, the one that if you profess to know Jesus, you know the voice I'm talking about. It's small and you know it well. And what I heard the Lord say is, what if your kids are your most important life's work? And literally it stopped me, just I froze when I was walking actually through my closet. You know how you just walk around, you're just doing things. You're going about the business of just living and putting away laundry or picking up after kids or whatever. And so in my head, I'm thinking, gosh, this book, I wonder if this is going to be my biggest life work, and thinking feeling all proud like a peacock, with my feathers up, and heard the Lord say, what if your kids are your most important life work? And oh my gosh, guys, there's so much holy conviction that came with that. Listen, conviction that is not of the Lord comes straight from the enemy, and that's not what I'm talking about here. But when you have a holy conviction, it's yep, Lord, you're absolutely right. I have always said about my business, I have always said that if I make it in business, but I fail as a wife and a mother, that I will feel like I failed everything. And I know, though, there is this huge push right now. I don't know if you could hear the kids in the background. Cue the kids. There's a huge push right now in the workplace, really, encouraging women to work hard, work harder, hustle, hustle, hustle. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. And it can be sustained for a season, but it is a long-term, if it's a long-term plan, it's a risky plan. All right. Especially if you have a family, because your family needs both your attention and your face time. They need both quantity time and quality time from you. I know it is so tempting for us to want to do something huge in our lifetime, something that really makes a difference. Can you have a popsicle? Yeah, you can have a popsicle. Can you say hi to the podcast people?
Hi, podcast.
Hi. Okay, go have a popsicle. I love you. That was totally unplanned. I know it's so tempting in life. And by the way, when Ari just walked in here, my temptation was to shoo her away to keep this professional. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. She has to take priority over the fact that I'm staring at a screen right now doing a podcast for you guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you, Lord, for that interruption. It's so tempting for us to want to do something huge in our lifetime, something that, really makes a difference. But what if the huge thing that you're doing is raising kiddos right now? Now, I know that not every one of you that listens to this podcast is a mom, but more than likely you're an aunt or a close friend to somebody that has kids. And I just want to make sure that as women, we are not so focused on changing the world that we neglect our first mission field, which is literally in the home. I know you want to do something big. I want to do something big too. But big is going home and loving on our family. Big is breaking generational curses of divorce after divorce after divorce in your family. Big is being the first generation of believers in your family, which therefore changes the entire trajectory of your family for generations to come. This is my story and my husband's story. Big is putting first things first when the world is literally telling you to put yourself first. So I want to make sure, ladies, in our quest to change the world, that we don't forget that the biggest impact we can have is right in our homes. I love the way Mother Teresa said it. She said it, how did she say it? If you want to change the world, go home and love your family. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I know that most of us would all agree that we all say our family is the very most important thing to us. As I begin to open up a popsicle.
No, it's not a popsicle. It's an ice cream.
It's an ice cream?
Yeah.
Okay, only because I'm doing a podcast. It's kind of a popsicle? Yeah, but it's ice cream. All right. There you go, Peaches. Mama loves you.
But I want the stick part.
Yeah, you can have the stick part. I love you.
Thank you. I thought we were on you.
Okay, you can have that. All right. What an honor we have, my friends. I want to make sure that what we say are the most important and what we actually show and treat as the most important totally line up. Now listen, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. Work is not bad. The Proverbs 31 woman in the Bible, she worked. She took care of her family. She bought vineyards. She sowed. She bartered. She did all the things. Okay, so working in and of itself is not a bad thing. Please hear my heart. Just don't forget your most important work, because God is really a God of order, and it should go God, and then your spouse, and then your kids, and then your work. And I think when we honor that, God honors us. So I just want to give you that reminder this week, especially to those of you who are at home right now raising little kids and you're feeling like the world is whizzing by just at incredible speeds. Or for those of you who have, children of any ages, really. The work you're doing matters. I just want you to know that I see you. I mean, I don't physically see you, but I know you. I know your heart. The Lord sees what you're doing, and all of it counts for eternity. So be encouraged this week as you go about your week. And until next week, be blessed. Bye-bye.